Good morning.
Good morning.
How are you?
I'm good this morning. How are you doing?
Tired again. I feel like
Oh,
I need to stop saying that. That should not be my intro.
or we could just say, this is my friend Joanne who has 3 children, 4 and under.
And one of which we decided to sleep train last night.
Oh, no.
What's sleep training?
Sleep training is like making them sleep because we did that for Henry. It was our
No.
first.
It's not that you can't make them sleep, but you cannot respond to them when they cry.
Yeah. So anyway, Eden has bad sleep associations, meaning I would feed her through the night and now we don't sleep anymore and we're really tired. We're like, oh, we should stop that. And apparently when they're like 6 months, they're not supposed to do that or something. I don't know. Cultural standards. But anyway, we're tired. So that's why we're sleep training.
Oh,
But
you're
it's like-
tired.
It makes you
So
more
you try
tired.
sleep training, but it makes you more tired until, like, how long does it take? Like 2 weeks?
Hopefully.
Hopefully, if your children respond.
For now, it's 2 cups a day of coffee and we're going to be okay.
I believe in you. So we have the opposite thing going on at this house. We have an adult child who told me the other day that sometimes he wakes up early in the morning and then he can't go back to sleep and he's so kind about it. And then I was like, oh, like, are we waking you up in the morning? He's like, well, sometimes. I was like, wait, are you trying to tell me that we're loud in the morning? Well, kind of. I'm like, okay, that's nice. We're not
Stuff to look forward to, Joanne.
we're not going to do anything different, but
I think
Thanks
it's more like, hey, you woke me up. Guess what? It's not that it's payback, but it's like,
no, exactly.
I don't know.
Yeah. All right. You want to read?
Well,
yesterday.
yeah. So we're gonna read on getting needs met.
Ooh.
It's so real. Here we go. Getting needs met. Picture yourself walking through a meadow. There is a path opening before you. As you walk, you feel hungry. Look to your left. There is a fruit tree in full bloom. Pick what you need. Steps later, you notice you're thirsty. On your right, there's a fresh water spring. When you are tired, a resting place emerges. Someone's saying help me.
Adelaide.
Okay, I'm gonna keep reading. When you are tired, a resting place emerges. When you are lonely, a friend appears to walk with you. When you get lost, a teacher with a map appears. Before long, you notice the flow, need and supply, desire and fulfillment. Maybe you wonder, someone gave me the need because someone planned to fulfill it. Maybe I had to feel the need so I would notice and accept the gift. Maybe closing my eyes to the desire closes my arms to its fulfillment. Demand and supply, desire and fulfillment, a continuous cycle unless we break it. All the necessary supplies have already been planned and provided for this journey. And the prayer for today is, today everything I need shall be supplied to me.
And it's interesting how early those needs start. It's like when we become adults, that we as in codependents shifted from like understanding that our needs might need to be met also to just like trying to run around and like fix everybody else's needs. Or at least for me, I guess. For me. Yeah. And I think that I feel like reading this and reading it slowly and reading it again later, like, do I actually really believe that there's a power greater than me, that there is a God who actually wants to care for and provide for everything that I need? do I actually really believe that?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, and I think it's a challenging one all the time because for me anyway, it's like I like in the past or just even sometimes in the present, like I'm scared to ask for what I need. I'm scared that my needs won't be met because they haven't in the past by someone. Or like I'm scared that somebody grants me what I think I want and they in the end make me feel bad for asking for it, or maybe there were strings attached to that wish or need being granted. And so it's so easy, I think, from even early on, from what we're understanding, is like even having small children, of just like we are kind of like God to our kids. We get to show God to our kids, but the problem is that that I think that I'm imperfect. And so we learn as kids maybe what our parents are like, and then maybe that's what we associate God to be like, or higher power to be like. And that's so challenging because they're imperfect. And so we get to, as adults, it seems like, at least this is what I'm learning in this recovery, is like I'm learning that it's true that God can meet my needs, but I'm still scared. Like I'm still scared that he won't. I'm still scared that he's going to have strings attached and he's going to make me do something or perform for that need or that want that I have. And so I think for me, that is often the big battle, is like, what's the catch?
Well, and so often we do run around looking for like other people to fill these needs for us. You know, like I spent a significant amount of my life looking to my husband to like fill all my needs, and like it was never good enough. You know, I remember being in a meeting and someone saying like, you know, try being with someone who actually like does all the things that you ask of them and then see how you feel. And I was like, that's exactly how I lived. Like, this is me. You know, I got to last year and I'm like, okay, so everything is how it should be. Everything is how like what I thought I wanted it to be. You know, I don't have to work right now. My husband's amazing. He's, you know, but here I am now. I'm like nitpicking at all these little things and I'm never happy. I'm never content. I'm never, you know, I'm not rested. And studies show like well-rested people are a lot kinder. I just heard that last night on a podcast. They did like a scientific study that actually shows that if you're well-rested, you are scientifically proven to be kinder. I'm like, oh, wow. That makes it like so extra hard for all these parents of young children.
Well, go ahead.
Go ahead.
Well, I think that that's something that I've actually been watching in your life, is like what you've said. You're like, well, this is my life, and this is, you know, all of these things are actually really great, and my life is really great. It's maybe the greatest it's ever been. And yet, you know, your disease is like flaring up left, right, and center in all these places. And so I often will think of that for myself, of like, it's really easy. And I mean, it's often I'll just joke about it because it makes me feel better to make light of situations. But like, it's like, we're tired, we're exhausted, we have 3 young kids, like this is life. Like our regular normal needs are not there. I go to bed, I don't know if how many times I'm gonna be woken up that night. I have no control over it. But like, you know, is it a practice of just being like, okay, Lord, like, how do I, will you give me power? Will you give me strength? Like, you're not going to torture me through this process of having young kids. That's horrible. But again, just like watching you and just being like, well, what will ever be enough for me? Like, what will ever? And so if I can do that here, what would it be like over there? Or, you know, and watching you, like, it's just life circumstances, and it's so easy to blame when our needs are met, I think.
And then getting into that mind shift of like actually waking up in the morning and saying like, yes, God, today, like, I believe that everything that I need will be supplied to me. And then that means throughout my day, when I'm feeling, you know, when I start to feel that like discontent rise up in me, when I start to feel like out of control, when I'm like frustrated with the things around me, I have to stop again and say, like, you know, just me and you, God, just me and you, just me and you. Like, I don't know, put me in some kind of bubble. So, yeah, I mean, specifically, I pray that for you today, because I think you do, you know, you do have, for sure, you can look at external circumstances right now and just be like, this is so hard. This is so hard. But I think that, you know, if we do believe that God is real and he does want what's best for us. And so, you know, he can do that like at any point in time.
Mhm.
And so I do believe that he can do that for you today. He can meet your needs today
Mhm.
for what you need. So some sort of miraculous rest despite lack of sleep.
Well, I think it's so cool. Like I'm really, this program is, I think, amazing. Sometimes it feels like magic where you're like all of, you know, your needs. And I think that the cool thing about it too is that I think that there's things that I think I need or things that I think I want. And sometimes my higher power actually has better ones in mind. And like maybe I'm like, this is the bare minimum. Like this is all I need. And that's like, if I can just meet the bare minimum, and I've seen God do beyond the bare minimum.
Mm.
And so I think that's also just a really beautiful, hopeful thing. Not to say that God's like Santa or something, but he really does, I think, care about our needs, really cares about our wants, and treats us like his kids. And let's be honest, that's what we want. We want our kids, as we talk. We want our kids we want good for them. We want the best for them. That's just what parents are like.
So we don't really know who's watching or listening. And so hopefully this has given you something to think about and stirred something up inside of you. And so if you want to chat more, you can message us on wherever you're listening or watching, or you can, I think if you're on a podcast, you can find us at Ashes to Rubies, Ottawa, on ashes2rubies.com, and on Facebook and YouTube and all the places. And we have a small group that meets Wednesdays at noon Eastern time at 12 o'clock. And we have a speaker and we have a share. And tomorrow on Wednesday, we'll be hearing more about this, about codependency and recovery, and, you know, how God wants to meet our needs exactly where you are today. So we leave you with that prayer that that you will look to a power greater than you to meet your needs, and not to the people and the world around you, because they won't ever fill you. So that's my prayer for you today, Joanne. Have a good day, and I'm sure I'll probably talk to you later.
Sounds good. Everyone have a good day out there in internet land.
Thanks for joining me.
Hey, I'm happy to be here. I'm happy to be of service. That's what we're supposed to say, right?
Bye.
Bye.